So this garage door wasn't exactly a high quality unit when I bought it about 20 years ago, and so it's getting kind of worse for wear. Here you can see that top panel is really bent up, and there's even a crack in it right here from where the garage door is pulling from the other side, and it just puts all its stress on here. Even over here there's some buckling. So anyways, yeah, this garage door, I want to pull it out of here. So another thing I don't like about this garage door is how low the tracks hang, considering this is almost an 11-foot ceiling. So you see the extension here, so the track hangs down low, and then even the garage door opener, it hangs on these long supports here. So the next one that I want to install, it is going to have tracks that kind of run up along the wall till almost to the top, and then that garage door kind of goes up along the ceiling. So I may have to move this light, and so I got to take this whole shelf thing out of here. But that's the idea today. So the video where not much talking happens. So the old Dodge is actually coming in handy today. Makes a nice workbench here where I'm putting the garage door up. So this is the bottom panel, and it's the only one that has a plastic groove along the bottom for the weather stripping, so that's how I know that this is the bottom panel. Right now I'm just installing these brackets, and this is for the cable. So it goes on here. So they're just put on with self-tappers along with the hinges and stuff. So that bottom panel, you see I've got a shim right here. I'm actually lifting it slightly on this end because I've got the level on the top, and the level says shim it up. So that's what I did. And so the garage door, I just got it kind of pegged into place with those nails. See, bent over like that. And actually got that idea from the instruction book. Actually I read there a little bit, but I've installed these garage doors before. You know what I learned today? I learned that my level has a hole in the top to see the bubble. Look. So I got this first panel leveled off, and there's a nail here also holding it in place, and you can see there's that bottom bracket that I was talking about before. See, it holds the roller, and it's also got that cable. So that's the lift for the spring. So the spring pulls on the bottom panel and makes the door a lot lighter once it's all set up nice. And the garage door, it's just slightly wider than the opening for the door. And even if the door was slightly smaller than this opening, that would be okay. I could still, I could maybe put some screws here so that the door wouldn't fall out as I'm trying to, stack them all up and get it all ready. So that's panel number one. Got it leveled. Brackets are on. Cables are on. Oh, I got to put my roller on here yet. I can do that yet. So yeah, I'm just going to keep stacking them. The bottom panel is different than the rest of them, but the next two panels are the same. The top panel is different again. It does not have the weather stripping. Yeah. So the hinges are all numbered. So this is 1. That will be on the lowest two panels. And then 2, the next one. And 3 So these hinges, they also have an up and a down, so I'm keeping the numbers to the bottom side. So that's important when you get into this double pin setup here. So this is a Steelcraft T16, and I was just looking at this last panel that I need to put up on that stack, and which is the top, which is the bottom, because it doesn't have a weather stripping for reference. So, but I was looking here, and sure enough, it says, what does it say? It says this edge up. Helps when I wear my glasses. So I'm going to put this up on the stack, and then I should have 4 panels there. So all I've done so far is stack the 4 panels, one on top of the other, from the inside, and they're held in place with nails. So the door frame is not exactly square, but the door frame is not what creates the seal later on. That's the job of the weather stripping. See here, the door actually wanted to fall to the outside, so I've got this temporary board here just so that the panels don't want to fall to the outside. See here, there's a little gap. So that's what weather stripping's for. So one thing I'm going to do before I put the hinges on is I'm going to just kind of seat these panels all down on top of each other, because there's a weather stripping between each panel. There's weather stripping, so I'd like to have, you know, make sure those weather strips are seated nicely before I put the hinges on, because once the hinges are in place, and if there's a bit of a draft that's there unnecessarily, well, then it's kind of like permanent. So I'm going to go along here, a mallet and a 2x4. So here you get kind of an idea how long that rail is for bringing this garage door up. So to do that, it got an extension here, and I'm using a piece of galvanized angle here on the back side, and then it just bolts this extension on here. And this came from a longer piece here, so I could determine myself how much longer I wanted to make it, and then I just cut pieces off. So I want to go and get the other one set up. So there's my piece of angle, and then I'm going to put a vice grip on here, both sides, and some wood underneath, and then I want to start drilling holes for this one also so it can be bolted together. So right now these tracks are loose, and I want to start bolting them to the wall. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 1/4 inch spacer, and I'm going to shove it in behind the roller here. So now I have 1/4 inch between the roller and the track, like that. And up here, I already have, right here, I have a piece of 1/4 inch that's hanging there on a piece of duct tape, so it's doing the same thing. So with that in place, then I can take a bracket. I got a bolt hole here, and I can take this bracket and put that into place, making sure that my track is up against the rollers, and then bolt this on nice and square to the wall. So these nails that I put on earlier just to hold the panels up, I can actually remove them all, because now I've got the brackets holding the panels to the wall. And up on top there I've got a couple of temporary 2x4s just as a reference to show me where that top rail is supposed to be, because it's a little flimsy up there yet without the brackets that I've got to put in, I have to install yet. So same thing here, a couple of 2x4s up there. So this is what the next bracket looks like. And just to give you an idea where it goes, I'll show you on this other garage door. It's the one on the left going up there, and on the top it holds another bracket which has a bearing, and then the torsion bar with the spring and stuff gets assembled to that. So those are my next pieces I got to put up. So I did some testing up here before with some small nails, just checking where the studs are, and marked it here. So it looks like I got a pair of 2x6s going up the wall here, which is handy because that's where I want to mount this bracket. And I also leveled it off. You can see I got a mark here. So if I put it right there and then I screw it to the wall with some lag bolts, that should be good.